So when we last saw Yuri Boyka, the man who literally calls himself the most complete fighter in the world, he had just broken out of a Russian prison and walked away with a fat stack of cash. Freedom. Money. A fresh start. But here's the thing about Boyka. He doesn't know how to do anything else. Fighting is literally all this man has. It's not just a job. It's his identity. It's his whole soul. So what does he do with his new freedom? He heads to Ukraine, plugs straight into the underground fighting circuit, and gets back to doing the only thing he's ever been good at, destroying people inside a ring. When we first see him in this film, his face is a roadmap of bruises and cuts. He's just finished a brutal fight, and he's standing there replaying it in his head, remembering exactly how he took down his opponent. No regret, no hesitation, just a man completely in his element. But while Boyka is out here doing his thing in Ukraine, the film cuts to that Russian prison, the very one he escaped from. And there's a new king inside those walls now. His name? Koshmar. And let me tell you, the people in that prison, they don't call this dude Koshmar for nothing. In Russian, Koshmar literally means nightmare. And brother, he lives up to the name. This guy is built like he was assembled in a government lab. His strength, his brutality, it doesn't feel human. Every opponent he fights, he doesn't just beat them, he dismantles them. He leaves them on the floor like broken furniture. This guy is the definition of terrifying. Now, here's where the film starts to get really interesting. Because Boyka isn't just some mindless killing machine. The writers gave this character depth, and I love them for it. We see Boyka walk into a church. He's brought books as a donation, and we learn he's been quietly giving large amounts of money to this place for a while. There's a priest here who knows Boyka, knows exactly how he makes his living. And the priest sits him down and lays it out plain. You shouldn't be hurting people. The money you make through violence, one day it's going to eat you alive. Every person you've put on the ground, you're going to carry that weight forever. Now Boyka pushes back. He says, this is the gift I was given. God made me a fighter. This is who I am. And the priest, cool as ice, says, God didn't make you do any of this. You choose this every single day. This is all on you. That line lands hard. You can see it hit Boyka like a jab he didn't see coming. He goes quiet. He starts to think, but he's also realistic. He knows that if he walks away from fighting, he's got nothing. No backup plan, no skill set outside of this. So he heads back to the gym and keeps training. What else is he going to do? Then his manager, a guy named Guri, shows up with big news. There's a championship coming up, a legit high-profile tournament happening in Budapest. Guri wants Boyka in. Boyka is 100% on board, but to get a seat at the table, he has to go through a preliminary fight first. Prove he belongs. So Boyka shows up, gets in the ring, and his opponent is a tough fighter named Victor. Victor is no joke. He's got heart, he's got power, he does not go down easy. But Boyka is on another level. And eventually, after an absolutely brutal exchange, Boyka puts Victor down and walks away with the win. The crowd is buzzing. Everybody's talking. Boyka steps outside, breathing heavy, feeling that familiar rush, and then he sees it. Victor is being loaded into an ambulance, and he's not moving right. Boyka stands there and watches, and the priest's words start ringing in his ears. You're hurting people. One day you'll regret this. The next morning, Boyka goes to find out how Victor is doing. He's told Victor didn't make it through the night. And guys, the look on Boyka's face in that moment, it's not what you'd expect from a guy like this. He doesn't brush it off. He doesn't walk away. He completely breaks down. For the first time in maybe his entire life, Yuri Boyka is forced to sit with the consequences of what his fists actually do to people. He goes through Victor's belongings, and tucked inside, he finds a letter and a photo. The photo is of Victor's wife, a woman named Alma. Victor had been carrying it everywhere, hoping to get it back to her. Right there, Boyka makes a decision. He's going to find Alma and deliver that letter, even if it costs him everything. Now here's where things get dangerous. Victor was Russian. Finding Alma means going back to Russia, the same country Boyka escaped from, the same country that still has a warrant out for him. If the wrong people recognize him, he's going straight back into a cell. Boyka doesn't care. He gets a fake passport made and heads across the border. When he finds Alma, she's at Victor's funeral, completely shattered. And before Boyka can even approach her, A man shows up out of nowhere. Slick, dangerous energy. His name is Zorya, and he's basically a crime lord who ran the local underground fighting scene. Zorja leans in and tells Alma, real quiet, "Your husband owed me a lot of money, and now that debt falls on you. You belong to me until it's paid off." This guy is the villain, and he plays it cold and calculated. He basically traps Alma in a situation where she has no way out. Meanwhile, Boyka tracks Alma to Zorja's club, and what does he find inside? Koshmar. The same monster from the Russian prison is now Zorja's starfighter. Boyka clocks him immediately. That guy is going to be a problem. He tries to talk to Alma, but Zorja's goons throw him out. Boyka, being Boyka, drops every single one of them in the parking lot. Then Zorja steps outside himself and gives Boyka his one and only warning. Stay away from Alma. Next time I see you near her, you won't walk away. Boyka does not stay away. He goes back to Alma's place, hands her Victor's letter, and tells her everything. The fight, what happened, all of it. When Alma puts it together that the man standing in front of her is the one who killed her husband inside a ring, she's furious. She tells him she doesn't want his help, but Boyka doesn't fold. He goes straight to Zorja and says, I want to pay off Victor's debt. Tell me what I have to do. Zorja, being a businessman, sees an opportunity. He tells Boyka, fight for me. 3 fights. You win all 3. The debt is cleared and Alma is free. Boyka agrees. And here is where the movie really starts cooking, because now we've got a man fighting not for glory, but for redemption. That's a completely different energy. Boyka destroys his first opponent, fast, technical, clinical. Then Alma, seeing that he's genuinely trying to make this right, starts softening up. She tells him he can train at her community center, the same place Victor used to train. You can feel the dynamic shifting. These 2 broken people are slowly starting to trust each other. Then comes fight number 2, and Zorya's not playing fair. He throws Boyka into the ring against 2 guys at the same time. Brothers. And they fight as a unit. One draws Boyka's attention, the other attacks from the side. They're completely in sync, and they are beating Boyka bad. He takes serious punishment, especially to his back. He's getting carved up. But then, he catches a glimpse of Alma watching from the crowd. She looks scared for him, and that's all Boyka needs. He digs deep, figures out the brothers' pattern, and systematically takes them apart, one at a time, until both of them are flat on the mat. He staggers back to the community center, and Alma is there. She's patching him up, and they actually talk. He asks her why she never left this city after Victor died. She tells him, Victor and I had a dream. We were going to build this community center into something real, a safe place for the kids here. Because if I leave, these children have nothing. Zorja's people will turn them into drug runners and gangsters. I can't walk away from that. That moment hits different. Because now Boyka understands. She's not just a woman caught in a bad situation. She's fighting her own kind of battle every single day, just without fists. And now, fight number 3, the one that matters. The opponent? Koshmar, the actual nightmare. The man who has been terrorizing that Russian prison for years. The man nobody has beaten and nobody looks forward to facing. They go at it, and early on it's clear. Koshmar is built different. Boyka hits him with everything he's got, and the man barely registers it. But every time Koshmar lands on Boyka, it's devastating. Round after round, Boyka is getting worn down. But he's studying, he's watching. And then it clicks. He realizes that Koshmar's body is like a wall of armorware except one spot, his head. So Boyka changes everything up. He starts going exclusively for headshots, over and over, relentless. And it works. Koshmar's feeling it. Boyka gets him down, breaks his arm, breaks his leg, and sends him flying out of the ring. The crowd goes insane. But Zorja? He is not happy. He signals his guys to rush the ring and jump Boyka, and simultaneously he grabs Alma and starts dragging her out of there as a hostage. Boyka, beaten, bleeding, with a bullet wound in his gut from one of Zorja's men, still gets back up. He fights through every single one of Zorja's soldiers, takes them all out, and tracks Zorja down. Zorja puts a gun to Alma's head. Drop your weapon or she's dead. Boyka drops it. Zorja pulls the trigger, but Alma bites his hand at the last second. Boyka surges forward and finishes it. Zorja book. Then the police show up, and yeah, they take Boyka in. He's got blood on his hands, literally and figuratively, and there's no talking his way out of this. 6 months go by. Alma visits him in prison. She brings drawings the kids from the community center made, drawings of boyka training. And she looks at him and says, "I forgive you. And I need you to know, if you hadn't come, I wouldn't be alive right now. Thank you." Boyka just smiles, quietly, like a man who's finally made peace with something he's been carrying for a very long time. Then he heads back into the prison yard. And we find out it's the same Russian prison he escaped from. Everyone inside already knows who he is, and within minutes, they're pushing him back into the ring to defend his title. Because the world, whether it's on the streets or behind bars, will always find a way to put Yuri Boyka in a fight. And honestly, I don't think he minds anymore. That's a wrap on Boyka, Undisputed 4, guys. This movie is a masterclass in character writing wrapped inside a brutal action film. Boyka starts this story as a weapon and ends it as a human being. That's a really hard arc to pull off, and they nailed it. If you dug this breakdown, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me your favorite fight scene, and make sure you're subscribed because we've got more recaps like this coming every week. I'll catch you in the next one.